Hi, I'm Charlie Pate from Tight Lines Fly Fishing Company, and today I'm going to be tying the angel hair baitfish. This is really a super simple baitfish pattern. In fact, the fly in total has 3 materials, just eyes and a couple colors of angel hair. I originally started playing with this fly for pike and muskies, bigger fish, but you can tie it in smaller sizes for bass, for trout, for panfish, you name it. Just a really good, easy, all-purpose baitfish. Tied properly, it'll hold a fairly good profile in the water, but it's also kind of shiny, so really a good attractor minnow. The materials for this fly, we're tying it on a TMC 600 SP in 2-aught. This would be more of a pike or a musky size. And then the eyes are just plastic 7.5mm post eyes. 2 colors of angel hair. I'm going to try a golden shiner type color scheme here. So a dark burgundy and a gold. Thread is really important for this fly. I'm using black GSP. You need to have a thread that's not going to break when you crank down on the angel hair a bunch. So to start, you need to trim your post eyes to size. That will depend on the size of the fly that you're tying. So you trim them off, and then the easiest way I've found is to just glue them together with some Zap gel. Just a gel super glue. And then, if you really want to reinforce it, go over it with some regular Zap-A-Gap just to keep them together. This is important because the eyes will really help hold the profile, give it a little more body. Tying the fly, just start your thread. Step 1 is going to be putting the eyes on. You want to make sure you leave enough room behind the eye of the hook to tie a couple clumps of angel hair. So about 2 eye widths back, tie the eyes on. Tie this in a figure 8. Just like you would any other dumbbell type eyes. Make sure those are straight. And then I'm going to hit those with a little more Zap-A-Gap just to seat the eyes. Once you get your eyes seated, bring your thread back just in front of the barb of the hook. And then we'll start with our angel hair. As a fair warning, this fly gets a little messy. But on this hook size, you start out with a clump of angel hair, approximately 5 inches long, and it's good to have the hair, the angel hair, with kind of varying lengths. That'll give a nice tapered shape to the body. So get a chunk, approximately the diameter of a pencil, maybe a little thinner. Cut it off. The important part about this fly, and really the only trick to it, is how you tie the angel hair in. You want to tie it butt ends facing back. Make sure you get real nice tight wraps to secure the angel hair. And then fold it back. And tie it again. This will give the fly a little bit of body, whereas if you just do clumps of angel hair all facing backwards, you don't get any body. So we'll start out with a chunk on the top, and then switch colors and do one on the bottom. The process on the bottom is exactly the same. Except you've got to deal with the hook. Make sure you get that chunk real secure. work it around the hook and pull it back. Lash it down. You get that nice contrasting color. With baitfish patterns, you can do them in a myriad of different colors, but kind of the anatomically correct way is dark color on top, light color on the bottom. That way, predatory fish looking up will see the light, and the idea is they won't see the baitfish. It's a nice contrast. We're going to do that same step again with two colors. Each additional clump you're putting on here, you want to make just a little bit shorter than the previous one. That'll give a nice tapered look to the baitfish. We'll do one more clump using that same method. This last clump, you want to get it fairly close to the eyes. Next, you bring the thread in front of the eyes. And this time, instead of doing clumps, tying them in butts facing backwards, we're going to just tie it in butts facing forward, just to cover up that big space there. I'm going to do one last series of big clumps. And this is the portion that really gives nice body to it, makes the head portion a lot thicker. Again, we're going to go back to that first method of tying it in butts facing backwards. This will give a nice big head to the baitfish. Clump is in, just try to make a nice tapered head. In the case with big baitfish patterns like this, everybody would love to make a really small, beautiful head. It's just not really in the cards for the most part, so just try to make it as nice and smooth and tapered as you can. Once you get your materials covered up, you can whip finish the fly. The final step is just to coat the head with a head cement. You can use just a flexible head cement if you do a number of coats. Gloss coat works well, hard as hell works really well. The importance to this step though, not only does it make a nice shiny head that's aesthetically pleasing, when you're fishing for pike and muskies in particular, they will tear the head up a little bit, so the harder you can make that head, the better. Just start out by doing one nice thick coat and let that set, and do it again. One other trick you can do to make the fly hold a little bit of body is just put a little bit of flexible head cement on the top portion, right up to about there. That'll stiffen out, that'll give a little bit more rigidity to the head, and the fly won't collapse. But that's the finished product. You can do it in a number of different color schemes. It works great for muskies, particularly in colors like this, like black and purple, black and orange. You can vary it to whatever your needs may be, but in smaller sizes, smallmouth guides use flies similar to this for bass. It's a great trout fly when it's real thin. But just overall a good baitfish pattern, lots of saltwater applications. That's it. Real simple baitfish pattern. Works very well.